Hey everybody, it's Peter here with another goodereader.com reading review video. What we're going to do today is show the 5 best comic reading apps for Android, and what we're going to do is show them on the Kindle Fire HD 8.9. We're just going to go through Comica, Darkhorse, Comics by Comixology, A Comic Viewer, and Comic Rack. So we're going to start with the 2 that handle comics the best, Darkhorse and Comixology. So you can see here that this is Darkhorse. They have a lot of Star Wars and different types of things you might not find on Comixology and Marvel. We understand that the comics look better in portrait mode. They always have. Magazines, newspapers, they all look better in portrait mode. But when it comes to panels like this, you can see they look damn fine in landscape as well. And with this, you can do the kind of panel view where it goes panel by panel and zooms in at the right place. And look at this picture. You can't get that on portrait. You also have pinch and zoom capabilities, so you can get that sweet spot, get right up to where you want to go. You can zoom out entirely. See here you have a couple options. There's some settings for layout preferences, automatic downloads, background sync. Pretty simple. What we're doing mainly is just showing you what these individual comic apps look like on Android devices. And this is an 8.9-inch screen, so it's a pretty decent screen size for this. Next thing we're going to look at is Comics by Comixology. So this one does a little bit differently. When you double tap a panel, it kind of letterboxes it and perfectly formats it, unlike the last one where you kind of see snippets of other boxes. This one is perfect. Look at that. Great picture quality, very quick, loaded up really fast. Although we had it preloaded, we just didn't want to go searching through our library to find something. A lot of these would look better with the portrait layout, but for the aspect ratio of this video, we'd like to have it in landscape mode. Single click in the middle brings up settings, letterboxing, animate transitions, all that kind of fun stuff. You can also do a quick jump when you can browse pages, something you can't do with a real comic book. You can't have a visual table of contents in the real comic book, so this is kind of cool. You can jump to a page and there you go. And of course, pinching and zooming is available as well. Next thing we're going to look at is Comica. Now these ones handle things a little bit differently. What you have to do with these is that they don't have a store, so you're going to have to download comics and actually put them on here via the USB cable. So we're going to have to actually search for the comic on our storage. So we're going to go to Root, and we're going to scroll down till we see one of our comics. And it's kind of silly that we have to search for them, but that's just the reality of it. So you can see once they have some images, those are some images of my car there, and here's where a compatible comic lies, right here with this kind of highlight background picture look. So there we go. There is a comic we've sideloaded. You have to let the comic load on this one, and it's kind of a little bit finicky, as you can see. Well, ads are popping up, and as you turn the page, you see it kind of moves, and there's like, oh wait, you're doing a page turn, and then it kind of goes away. So double tapping doesn't really have panel view or anything, so I mean, it's just basically a quick zoom. Doesn't go panel by panel. You have pinch and zooming. Everything's just really laggy on this, and this is only a 15 MB comic, so it's not the best experience on this particular viewer, but it is good if you have a whole bunch of content on your computer already, say CBRs and CBZ formats. You can drag them and drop them to your device and look at them through this particular app. Next one is Comic Rack. Pretty much the same thing. You have to search for your comics on your hard drive or internal storage or SD card. You can see here after we've searched for it, one of them comes up and it says one comic because this is the one we've found, and we're going to click on that, and we're using the same one to kind of give you a good comparison between the two. This is a lot more smooth, as you can see. when you double tap, once again, you're not getting panel view, but this is way more responsive than the last one. Something that's kind of weird, if you zoom out, you always go to this visual table of content navigation thing, and you know, it's kind of cool, but I wish they approached it a different way, because I know you can do it with the single tap, but say you're zooming in, and then see, it's kind of all these side loadable ones are kind of finicky. You see that? So say I'm zoomed in and I want to zoom out, like so. It kind of just, every time you zoom or touch the page, it brings up that table of content quick nav browse page thing. So it's kind of annoying. I think this program's a lot more responsive, but you see that thing comes up almost every time you touch the page in any way other than a page turn. So yeah, it's not the best experience, but readability wise, if you just double tap and then double tap out and turn pages like so, it's not going to be the worst, but it's definitely better than the last app we've showed you. So we're going to go ahead and close this one and look at the last app on our list. This last one is called A Comic Viewer. Once again, there's no store. You have to download your comics elsewhere and drag and drop them onto here. So this is loaded. This is the home screen. You have to tap in the middle, and then you can say open, and from there you have to find your comic. And this one doesn't have little pictures like the last one did, so we're gonna have to click on it as a file name and it'll show up. Now this one I think is in definitely 5th place, because nothing's formatted properly. You get pages that do go into full screen occasionally. You have a bunch of settings here we can show you. So there's scale mode. You have to actually decide what you want. By default, it's just going to be a little square in the middle. So that's not doing anybody any good. So you have to change it to fit width, fit height, or just fit the page itself. You have screen brightness, transition mode, show screen number, invisible corners, and so on. So you can see now it's fitting the page. If you single tap in the middle, you get options to rotate, browse, and so forth. You have an option for zoom, but you also have an option to pinch and zoom to some degree, but it doesn't go very far at all. In fact, mostly it's reliant on the zoom out function. So you can see that it's a little bit hard to deal with this app. No panel view, nothing like that. It's kind of not, it's not really consistent, because you see it's not formatted properly again, and now it's bigger. Now it's not. So that whole fit to page setting we actually put in, it's no longer taking effect. So this would definitely be last place for me. It's not a very responsive viewer, and you're just left with this tiny little square with a whole bunch of black around, and it's not really the best comic app. But this is basically what we're faced with comic reading apps. I've favorited them here so you can see. We have Darkhorse Comixology, Comica, Comic Rack, and ACV, A Comic Viewer, and these are the top 5. Really, I would honestly suggest sticking with Marvel, Comixology, Darkhorse, things like that. So things that have a dedicated store where you can actually buy comics from, because they're always formatted properly. They're all in HD, and you know, they all have panel view or guided view depending on which comic application you're using. They're formatted properly and they work properly. All these side loadable ones, although they allow you to actually read the CBRs and CBZs you have, they're not that great. They're really finicky. Nothing's formatted properly. They don't turn pages very well. The ones that do turn pages very well are really laggy and choppy. They're not the best reading experience for comics, but these are the 5 that have made our short list out of all the ones that we have seen. So for more videos, you can go to youtube.com/goodyreader, and for all the latest news, reviews, previews on anything e-readers, tablets, slate PCs, or digital publishing, you can go to goodyreader.com/blog. And for a review of our top 5 comic book reading apps on Android utilizing a Kindle Fire HD 8.9, my name is Peter. Everybody have a great day.